Hey, call me Shape, and today I'm reacting to a video titled Black Women Admit Kevin Samuels Was Right as Single Epidemic is on the Rise. Let's get right into it.
I don't know how you... How am I gonna go the rest of my life like this?
We are going to be talking about the epidemic of singleness. But what is really intriguing about today's video is Black females are starting to see the reality of it. But let's see where they were at first.
There are an increasingly large number of women who are just choosing not to get married and are
for the very last time. We are not having a mating crisis. What's happening is that women have access to information and education in ways that they didn't have in previous generations. We can now share stories and choose the bear. We can now own homes, open bank accounts. We know that. And we're not hypergamous as in we mate upwards. It was a necessity because we were blocked from owning things. You centralized through patriarchy the only access to independence and some form of survival and wealth.
You want to see a woman that can't think for herself? Here she is right here. This woman is dumb as F. She thinks she's so smart. Baby, you're just repeating what the media told you to say. Try thinking for yourself for once, all right? The patriarchy, the patriarchy, the patriarchy. The patriarchy ain't keeping you down. You don't got no hands, so you can't stand up against us. It is what it is. I'm sorry. Hey, men, we're just stronger than women. We're more competent than you, and you guys are more emotional than us. Therefore, we're the leaders. You're not. And if you believe in Christ, he said, we will rule over thee, which means you.
Men. Forcing women to have to choose. And as soon as we dismantled parts of the patriarchy to allow access to education, employment, financial stability independently, we exercised our choice. It is not a crisis, it's a liberation.
Regardless of the fact that there is proof that there is going to be a high percentage of Black females who are not going to be married and childless, they were still in denial and chose the bear. But let's see what they're starting.
So the study says 45% of women to be single childless by 2030. Morgan Stanley study says. The article explores a notable change in societal dynamics as more women prioritize careers over traditional family roles. By 2030, around 45% of women aged 25 to 44 are projected to be single and childless. Look what they said. Morgan Stanley said a change in societal dynamics. They didn't say because we allow you to read and vote and stuff like that. Come on now. You can't have a feminist movement without men supporting it. Okay? Feminine women can't just take over a group of men. It's never happened, and it never will happen.
Today.
Where are the men? I love us women, but I'm tired of going to events and it's 1,000,001 girls and there's 2 men in the corner. Men, y'all don't want to leave your houses no more? What y'all doing? Yeah, we say we over the apps, but y'all sure not outside.
I guess it's becoming quite evident that men are slowly no longer being interested in pursuing any type of relationship with Black female. They all thought that they could be able to manifest the dream man and the dream lifestyle they all thought they deserved.
And I don't know if y'all saw, I forget the name of the church. It was Union City or something church in Maryland, in that area, and they had a singles conference. And it was the line of single people was wrapped around the block. It was you would have thought Beyonce was in there. It was jam-packed. So I'm all these single people looking for love, looking for relation. Something is going wrong. Something is going on. It can't be all of these single people and they're just... all of these single people, it can't be something wrong with them individually. There is just something going on in culture. There is something going on in society where people are just, I don't know, not genuine. People don't desire long-term relationships, marriages. It's like a single epidemic. It's a single pandemic. There's something going on. And I really hope that we get to the bottom of it soon. Because
Oh, we got into the bottom of it already. Women have, the value of the average woman has fallen dramatically as her desires have increased significantly, right? They want so much for so little. Nowadays, every woman thinks she deserves a high value man. I want a high value man. But here's a problem though. Women, if you want a high value man, you got to think like a high value man. Y'all don't think like high value men, okay? I went to school for marketing. And one of the things we study in marketing is consumer behavior, understanding the mind of the consumer. The more you understand the consumer, the better you could sell to them. So let me ask you something, modern women. What do high value men want? And why do they want it? You don't know why, right? Yeah, because you don't pay attention to what we have to say. So men, you know what we're doing? We're walking away. We're like, we're not going to date this. We're not going to date with y'all. And the average woman thinks she's way too good for the average man. So she chases after the above average man, but the above average man is getting above average women. So now all the women are skewing towards the top. They all want the top guys. All the average guys at the bottom are frustrated and they're saying to themselves, you know what? We're actually just going to take a step back from dating altogether. And now you have the modern dating crisis. Yeah, it's that simple. So you want to fix it? It's going to be real simple. Women, understand what men want. Deliver what men want. Shut up. Stop talking so much. Stop getting online, running around, running your mouth. We don't want to hear it. It's entertaining for us, but we actually don't need it. And I think a lot of things will return to normal, right? But until then, bye-bye.
It feels good to be like, wow, okay, it's not just me. It's a lot of other people who are single, who are Christian, who value relationship, who still want, the fairy tale ending, quote unquote. And then the other part of me is like, damn. If it's 200 single women at the conference and I'm 201, like...
And y'all all going after the same guy. If there's a girl with 201 conference, right? Or 200 people or whatever, I guarantee they're all going for the tall guy that got mad money, right? And they're going to ignore all the men that technically are their actual counterparts because they think they could do better, right? So here we are.
Am I ever going to get a man if the line in front of me has 200 other people also waiting for a man?
Under that same video, someone commented, everyone thinks they're just a DM away from dating an IG baddie or a 6.8 billionaire. Now, the female, she has something to say about that and what she really thinks.
My thing is, I'm not looking for a 6'8" billionaire. I'm just looking for someone who wants the same things in life that I want, really. A lot of guys that I've recently been interacting with, talking to, they're not looking for anything serious. Everyone has their different reasons, but most of them, the last 3 or 4 guys that I've encountered who asked me out on a date, who got my phone number, whatever, it usually doesn't go far because they're not looking for anything serious. And I am. I want to be in a relationship. I want to get married. And eventually I want to have kids. I want to be a mother. I had a guy tell me he was in an open situationship or something. I don't even know what that is. Another guy, he said he didn't want kids. You're done. I want kids. This is never going to work out. Another guy told me, he's only looking to, hump around. I said, oh, I don't want to hump. And he said, okay, I understand. I said, yeah, thank you for understanding. That was the end of that conversation. So the issue I'm having is not about money or physical things or tangible things. It's about, do our values align?
Of course your values don't align with Chad. Of course not. Because Chad got a rotation of girls. And those are the only men. Think about how confident you have to be to tell a girl, hey, man, I only want to smash. Right? Like the average guy would lie about that. He would say, oh, I'll take you on a date. Yeah, I want to. He'll even lie about wanting kids if you don't want kids. He'll be like, yeah, I want kids. He'll say all that just to get laid because that's what you usually have to do. You have to lie to women in order to get what you want. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that if you tell the woman what you really want, you'll get rejected. This is the truth, right? And Chad knows, you know what? I don't really care if you reject me. I got a lineup of girls. It don't matter. So he actually don't want you to waste his time. So he's gonna say, hey, look, I'm in an open situationship. You know what I'm saying? So if you're trying to cluck, let's do it. If not, I'm out. Right? And that's the only men that quote unquote approach her. And that's the only men that she'll actually give a chance to. She gave a chance to 3, 4 different guys and they all wanted to smash her. So what does that say about her? She's definitely pitching way above her average.
Things or tangible things. It's about, do our values align?
Listening to what black females are saying and have said, it's quite clear they're delusional and they're not actually looking at what is happening and actually taking in that these are the choices that you've made that have put you here today.
One thing that I really wanted to talk about is this new term that I've recently discovered on TikTok called chronic singleness. So chronic singleness is basically people who haven't been in relationships for an extended period of time or have never been in relationships. I've only been in one relationship, and that was about 7 or 8 years ago.
What? Bro. Wow. I don't even know what to say to that.
And I moved.
Think about this as a woman, because women, just being honest with y'all reproductive window goes like this, right? 18, 19, when you really are actively hooking up legally, right? Until what, about like 35, 36? So if you subtract 7 years from that, let's say she's 18. She wasn't 18, but let's say, so she looks like she might be in her mid-30s. So let's say 7 years ago, she was 28 years old. If she couldn't secure the man she wants when she's right in her prime, what the hell is she going to do now? Like, what the hell is she going to do now?
York for my career. And I moved to New York for my career. I took like maybe a good 2 years of just focusing on my career, and then I started to date and try to, meet somebody. And my experiences so far have not been very positive. I've been challenged, I've been hurt, I've been disappointed, I've been confused. Some people will be like, oh my God, but you live in New York City. There's so many people. There's so much competition. What would my life look like if I were to not get married or have kids? And this is probably the first time in my entire life where I have seriously wondered what my life is going to look like if I don't get married or have kids.
You're going to be alone. You're going to have cats. You're going to have dogs. Your place is going to smell like a mess. Wouldn't want to go to that house. And I'm actually, if you don't know, I'm from New Jersey, and I meet a lot of women like this. I spend time in Brooklyn, Manhattan. There's a lot of events out there. There's a lot of black community out there, so I like to go out there. And you'd be surprised. I meet a lot of women like her. If I had to guess, because I've met a lot of women like her, she actually might be like 36, 37, 38. So she has to really think about what's life going to be like if she's single forever, because it does. If you could go 7 years and not date in your prime, your post prime's not gonna. That's what I'm trying to tell. Like, women don't get it. You're once you're past your prime, once you hit that wall, it's not gonna get any better. It's not. And so the thing that I think is the saddest part about all this is women are just sitting back, waiting for some magical event to happen. And it's so funny because they don't do this with their career, right? She said she took 2 years off to focus on her career. Why don't you take 2 years off to focus on dating? Go out there. You're attractive enough to go out. There's a man. I'm guarantee you there's an average man, right? Well-to-do man. Now, I'm not saying average and he's so terrible, but he's an average-looking guy, average job, average income, but well-to-do, right? Not a criminal, not a thug, even though I know y'all like those things, right? An average guy, I guarantee she could seduce him, right? And she won't have to really chase him because even he will have no real lineup, right? But I guarantee you she wants a Chad, she wants a Tyrone, and those men have the pick of the litter. So, and if you couldn't get them, I'm going to have to say this again, if you can't get them in your prime, ladies, you won't get them after you hit the wall. You won't.
Even though that's what I really, really would want, but the way the dating scene is and how I've found it very difficult to meet someone decent or someone who has similar values than me. And if you hear a noise, it's basically my little dog here. But yeah, so I am not one of those women who have crazy expectations. I'm very realistic. I'm very realistic on what I want in a partner and what to expect in people. But it's been a very hard 7 years. I'm not gonna lie. I have not enjoyed the majority of my 7 years being single. Yeah, I mean, chronic singleness has affected me greatly, has affected my perception of myself, my confidence, my self-esteem. And this year, I just really want to take the time to figure out who I will be if I never meet that person, you know, and trying to accept that, you know what, it might not be the end of the world.
I feel like I'm dying from like touch starvation. I feel like if I were to get the kind of hug that I really want, I would crumble into pieces. I don't get hugs. It is. It could be like maybe a hello, whatever, maybe. But it's not enough. I don't know how you. How am I gonna go the rest of my life like this? I think that's really hard. I'm just really struggling. I'm really struggling. Like I spent like last night just going like this. 20 minutes.
I'm single again.
I'm only laughing because we know big girls get more attention than average men. Okay, if she has an Instagram, which she probably does, because this is, I'm assuming TikTok, I don't know. Remnant Princess, where'd you get this from? Okay, wherever it is, I like it, good stuff. Yeah, if she's on social media, I guarantee her DMs are full. Men, we know this to be true. We know this to be true. Even if you are an overweight woman, you will get attention from men. Granted, it is sexual attention. I won't lie. But, you know, women, use that to your advantage. That's your foot in the door. I don't understand. Women get so pressed that men want to get laid. We're not upset that you want a relationship. I'm not mad. I'm not mad that you want protection and provision. But, you know, you got to understand what I want, right? And so we got to meet somewhere in the middle, right? I'm trying to clap cheeks, right? You're trying to go on dates. You want to travel, right? You want lifestyle, I guess, and someone to provide that and protect you. I get it. We got to figure this out. We got to get back to the negotiation table, okay? And to me, I think this woman probably wants unconditional love. She wants to be loved for the way she is. But here's the problem with that. That's not how it works, right? We had the girl previously said that she wants to make sure she aligns with her values aligns with the guy she's talking to. So you guys don't love us for the way we are. If I say I want a situationship that's open, you're not gonna just love me because that's what I want. No, you want to make sure what I want, you want too, right? Okay. Most men don't want overweight women. I don't know how many times we gotta say it. I don't know what we gotta do. But you guys keep showing up like this, and you're upset that you're not getting the results you want. You know, broke men are not walking around trying to figure out why Beyonce is not answering their DMs. They're just not. They know why. One, she's married, and two, she's out of their league, right? So for you as a woman, I know that even though, 60% of the population is overweight and obese, this still is unacceptable, right? And a lot of it's diet, right? I guarantee you she's not eating fresh fruit and vegetables. I guarantee she eats a bunch of processed foods like popcorn, chips, cookies, and cakes. You know what I'm saying? So you really need to slow down, have some rice and beans, maybe a little bit of pasta, okay? Maybe a little bit of steamed vegetables, maybe some sweet potatoes, maybe some baked potatoes, and some broccoli, right? Simple stuff. Nowadays, everything that people consume has a nutrition label on it. even though it got no nutrition. This is the sad part. We need to avoid obesity as a culture. I just seen, rest in peace to Irv Gotti. He died from apparent stroke and he had diabetes, and this man is rich. He made millions, right? But he was kind of fat, stupid, and sick, respectfully. And what I mean by that is, I seen in an interview he said that diabetes is hereditary. No, it's not. I know doctors tell you that, but you can't believe what doctors say. You can't just trust your life in the hands of the doctors, okay? Diabetes is largely a dietary disease, right? People don't even realize, if you do any kind of epidemiological studies, that's the studies of how people live around the world, right? As far as in communities, how communities and their pathology, their disease factors around the world. There's a lot of communities that diabetes don't even exist. Now, in the past, right? A lot of these things are brand new diseases. And what's changing? Our diets are changing, right? We're eating too much. We're over consuming. We're not eating enough fiber. We're eating too much protein. I don't want to get into this, but I personally believe, and you guys can challenge me all you want, but a low-fat vegan diet is the healthiest diet for a human being. You can challenge me all you want, and that's why when I start doing live streams, I'm going to start bringing receipts. I got doctors ready to go to have the conversation. So I hope you guys are ready. I'm about to hit 10K. When I do my 10K live streams, we gonna have the conversation. For everybody in the comments challenging me, oh, this ain't gonna age well, you keep talking about veganism. Yes, because it's the truth, right? And most people are not vegan, right? Let's be honest, most people are not vegan, and most people are overweight. So we know veganism is not to blame for the obesity, right? And we know most people eat cheese and dairy, right? So I gave it up myself because I was getting sick all the time. Now I barely get sick. But that's another discussion. I'm just saying that because we got to deal with the obesity epidemic in the country as well. Not only are we unhappy, we're unhealthy, and we're single. And this lady, she just wants a hug. She just wants to be touched. She just wants to be loved. But unfortunately, nobody want to hug your big ass. I'm just being real with you, right? I would give you a hug. I would. I'm a nice guy, right? But that's as much as you could get. Well, maybe a little more, maybe a little Gok 3000. I heard big girls got some skills. I'm just playing. But seriously, as a woman, you could take this in your own hands. Lose the weight and start approaching men. Stop waiting for men to approach you.
I'm single again. I've already done my crying. I've already gone through the whole feeling like I need to be like the best version of myself, really level up. But like, what if I'm just too damaged? Like, what if the trauma that's happened is just too much for me to love or be loved?
So when we really look at black females and this whole crisis, mating crisis, that black females have been in denial about, but we are 5 years away from 2030 and what that is looking like. And what that looks like is a queue of 201 females that are single. Events where men are no longer interested in going to. Black females no longer being able to deal with the loneliness and the chronic singleness that they're experiencing. Every black female always says that it's a choice, or the type of people that they're meeting don't align with the values that they have or the standards, or just never take them serious. And I think that's something that black men have been talking about for the longest. And not just black men, even Karen Samuels, he said these stats way before we're starting to see it happen today. And what that lets me know is black females, they're so hard-headed in their own mindset and what they think is right, that they chose to put their head in the sand and listen to no one. And now they're actually dealing with the consequences.
That is a solid point you made there, Remnant, Princess. You're absolutely right. You black men and men in general, we work hard to become the men that these women would want. We work hard to become fit. We work hard to become competent. We work hard to become financially successful. That way we can protect and provide, right? So I don't know a single man that wouldn't want to get better at earning more money, being more fit, or learning how to protect someone more by either learning how to combat sports fighting or, they get some firearms. And I'm saying this to say black women are working hard to do the opposite, to be so undesirable by us. And they expect us to just accept them that way. Love me, take me as I am. There's so many songs about it. So I think that's the problem. We as men, we work hard to become what women want. right? Look at me. I'm producing 3, 4, or 5 videos a day on YouTube. My YouTube channel is growing, right? I'm in the gym. I'm a personal trainer. I'm fit, right? I got firearms. I got my license. I can carry, you know what I'm saying? I do all this, not necessarily just for a woman, but if a woman comes in my presence, she gets all these benefits, provision and protection. What does she give me in return? Obesity, diabetes, headaches. She got an attitude. I never said I wanted none of this. But that's how y'all showing up. And Kevin Samuel said it the best. The way you show up in the world is you're pretty much telling men what we deserve. And no, we do not deserve an argumentative, unattractive, unhealthy woman that we got to take care of. We don't want this. And until this changes, right? Y'all think men have to change. We don't have to change. Men are very happy, very, very interested in becoming better men. For the most part, right? Men, the whole male space over here is about self-improvement, right? The female space is about self-delusion. Trying to persuade and convince yourself you're good as you are, but you're not. Improve yourself. And we're going to get to the bottom of this. I'm going to start doing live streams. As soon as I hit 10K, you guys know I'm going to have a 10K live stream party. You guys are all welcome. I'm going to send the invitation out. I'm going to let everybody know about it. Hopefully it'll be within the next 7 days or so at the time of this recording. If you're watching this after, you know I probably did the live stream. But I'm saying that to say, when that happens, when that 10K mark gets crossed, I will start doing live streams weekly, interviewing women, trying to get to the bottom of why they're single. Because y'all need a big brother to really help y'all. And I'm tired of seeing y'all crying, complaining about things that are readily fixable. They're easy. And men, we're deductive problem solvers, so this is something that I am competent in, okay? Anyway, like the video, subscribe to the channel blowing up. I appreciate you guys. Check out some of my other videos. And I'll see you over there.